Okay. So now our last recipe, which I'm going to call the pièce de résistance, is the peanut butter cocoa smoothie. And this recipe contains cow's milk, which has been fortified with vitamin D. And fortified with vitamin D means that vitamin D has been added to the cow's milk. So cow's milk does not naturally contain vitamin D. It's a good source of natural calcium, but when it comes to vitamin D, it's something that's added to it. And Health Canada and similar health bodies in other countries determine which nutrients need to be added to the food supply in order to provide a public health benefit. So because few foods naturally contain vitamin D, and vitamin D is deemed an important nutrient, it has been added to cow's milk and some yogurts, cheeses, goat's milk, and plant-based beverages like your soy drinks, oat drink, almond drink. What I would suggest is checking the nutrition facts table on the food, and that will let you know whether there is a sufficient amount of vitamin D in that food. Usually if it's about 15% of your daily value, we consider to be an excellent source. And with that said, Jeremy looks ready there, and I want to know more about this.
All right, thanks, Daniela. Yes, so we're making this peanut butter cocoa smoothie. Smoothie makes it sound, I guess, a little healthier, but I mean, I guess it can borderline dessert, but with some nutrition, like Daniela mentioned as well, which is nice. So blender, traditional, we're making a smoothie. We are going to start off with some frozen banana. This is optional. I always like to add, if I want it a little bit thicker, the smoothie, I try to add a little bit of frozen fruit. You can obviously add ice. I just find ice, it dilutes the flavor, right? So if I still want that sort of thickness, that richness, frozen bananas work really, really well. So adding about a half frozen banana there. I will add some peanut butter to this. You can definitely add like an almond butter for that. But we're going to add the peanut butter here. We can go with 2 tablespoons, 2 good sized tablespoons here. And when choosing peanut butter, I know we've talked about it before, look for the just have peanuts on the ingredient list. Want anything else in there? All right. So peanut butter. Now I've got peanut butter in my hands. We're gonna make it work. About a good tablespoon of cocoa. Okay, this is raw. This is 100% raw cocoa. Now you're not going to get any sweetness from this, so you might think initially, "Oh, I like a little bit sweeter, or I like a little bit richer." We'll add some more cocoa. You'll get more of that chocolatey flavor, but you're going to get a lot of bitter notes as well, because remember that this is 100%. So a tablespoon should be good enough. You can adjust afterwards if you need to. And then for a little bit of sweetness, if you like it just like this, the banana is going to add a little bit, a touch of sweetness. If you like a little bit more, I like adding some dates. This is optional, some pitted dates will actually give it some body as well, help to thicken it up. And then we'll add our milk. Now, like Daniela mentioned, this is regular cow's milk with the vitamin D added. Daniela, are there like plant-based options as well that people can use?
Yes, definitely. So this is the cow's milk, but if you wanted to use a plant beverage like oat or almond or soy, you can. It might have just a little bit less of the vitamin D. It's about 84 international units per cup versus 100 that you would get in the cow's milk, but it's just as good. Yeah. For extra protein, you might want to use the soy first. Yeah. So there isn't really a lot of protein in the almond. There's a little bit in the oat.
Wonderful. Good to know. Okay. So we're ready to roll. Lid on. Don't blend without the lid. I think that goes without saying. And I'm actually going to throw it back to you, Daniela, because I'm going to rip this motor here.
Okay. Sounds good. And that gives me an opportunity to talk about vitamin E. So in an article published in the Annals of Nutrition and Metabolism in 2021, researchers reviewed several studies, 8 randomized control trials, which are the state-of-the-art studies. And they looked at the protective effects of vitamin D and chemo-induced peripheral neuropathy. And they found that there may be a benefit of providing vitamin E supplementation with cisplatin chemotherapy. So cisplatin is part of the platinum family of chemotherapy agents, and similar to what I was talking to earlier about the paclitaxel, is that it's known to have neurotoxic side effects, which again, nerve damage. But before we can start just getting into those vitamin E supplements, more high quality research is required. So in the meantime, what are we going to do? We're going to look to food, look at which foods are rich in vitamin E. And it's not as hard as it is for vitamin D. So the food supply is limited for vitamin D, and that's why we fortify foods, and that's why you might need supplementation. When it comes to vitamin E, it's found in a variety of foods. So mostly your nuts, your seeds, vegetable oils, avocado, leafy greens like spinach and Swiss chard. So the peanuts or the peanut butter that Jeremy used in this recipe is actually a good source of vitamin E. So 2 tablespoons provides about 3 milligrams of vitamin E, and our daily requirement is small. It's only about 15 milligrams for people 19 years of age and older. So with 2 tablespoons of peanut butter, you're getting about 20% of your daily needs. And I guess that's all I have to say on vitamin E.
Awesome. Always love a good vitamin E tip. All right, so blend until smooth. And again, this is where you can adjust. If you like it a little bit thicker, add some more like frozen bananas, or you can add a little bit of ice if you want. And if it's too thick, you want like a little bit thinner. Obviously, you can thin that out with some liquid. Here we go. We have our smoothie blended. I like it a little bit on the richer side. That's pretty much it. You can fancy it up all you want, garnish it, maybe some sliced bananas, maybe a little bit of that cocoa powder, maybe a little drizzle of peanut butter. But I think this looks too good to waste any time. So cheers. Here is our peanut butter cocoa smoothie.
Cheers. Okay. What do you think? Yum?
Yes.
Yum. It looks yummy. It looks yummy.
So good. And that wraps it up. That is
Excellent.
our last recipe. So thank you again. Again, all of these nutrition tips, the recipes, a list of some of the adaptive kitchen tools that we mentioned, we'll include them on the recipe pages, and links to those will be in the description if you're tuning in through YouTube. Okay, and those will be posted tomorrow. But thanks again for tuning in. If you like more of our content and you want to see or watch some of our upcoming classes, remember we do a live class on the 3rd Thursday of every month. And if you subscribe, click the notification bell, it lets you know when we do have an upcoming class, and we do appreciate your support. So thank you. For our next class, I'm sneaking a peek.
Yeah.
It is in February the 15th. February the 15th, and I already know that we will have a special guest joining us. So look forward to that class. Until then, have a wonderful day.
Yes. Happy eating.
And happy eating.
Hey, did you know today is Winnie the Pooh's birthday? Happy birthday, Winnie the Pooh.
Happy birthday, Winnie the Pooh. There you go.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.